Warning, this review contains spoilers for Blue Stinger on Dreamcast. Hi guys, so today I'm doing something a little different. I'm usually doing the retro Let's Plays, so I'd mix it up, get a bit more personal, and spout some of my bullshit opinions at you. So today I'm going to be talking about Blue Stinger. Blue Stinger. It's a game for Dreamcast. If you've never heard of it, you're about to learn a little something about it, so yeah. Hope you enjoy. Released on the Sega Dreamcast in 1999, Blue Stinger is an action survival horror game developed by Japanese developer Climax Graphics and features some of the best visuals on the Dreamcast had to offer. It shows this off in some of the first few moments with lush visuals and textures for the time. Now the plot of the game is very simple. 65 million years ago, the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs paved the way for human civilization. In the year 2000, an island surfaces from the epicenter of the collision, and people give the island the name Dinosaur Island. A biotech corporation called Kimra sets up a research facility and a small town and city for researchers and scientists living on the island. Now, 18 years later, the story follows a young Elliot Ballard, who is part of a rescue team called ESER. Whilst on holiday near this remote island, he witnesses another collision in the same spot which seals the entire island in a giant dome, reminiscent of Under the Dome by Stephen King. Now, stick with me here, because shit's about to get a lot more complicated. So the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs turned out not to be an asteroid at all, but an egg. I know, right? And this egg is revealed to contain a giant dinosaur-like entity that's able to spread a dino virus that mutates all humans of ours and island into half-man, half-dinosaur freak shows. The second thing that collided with the island from space turns out to be another entity that Elliot names Nephilim, which is what the freak Tim was making in the glass bottle at the start. You know, the thing with the weird head and the big breasts. Anyway, it turns out this entity was sent to stop the giant dinosaur being that Kimra Tech Group refers to as Jaskany. So there's a little bit about the insane plot for this game, but now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. Primarily, the gameplay. Now, for me, this is where the game has many faults. And before you start, I know this game has a big cult following, but there's no arguing some of these odd design choices. I know I said at the start of this video that this game has great visuals, which it did for the time, pushing the Dreamcast to its limits. But for the most part, the animations bugged the crap out of me, putting aside that the characters talk with their mouths completely out of sync, something I can forgive considering it's out of Japan. The game features some of the worst run animations I've ever seen. I mean, look at this! Who runs like that? The companion you make along the way, Dogs, doesn't do much better. Running through the city like he's just shat his pants, which, to be fair, would most likely be the case with all the handsome mutants running around. But Elliot's run, for me, is by far the worst. If he didn't already have enough going badly for him, with the dangerously close to monobrow and constantly bewildered childlike delivery, he also happens to run like a complete fool. Okay, moving on from the animations a second, the game has also one of the most intense soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game. And it's relentless. It just doesn't stop. Even if nothing's happening, the music continues to keep you on edge, constantly. Now, this would be fine, and considered a really good design choice for a horror game. But about 15 minutes or so into the game, things take a really nasty turn. Listen to that. Listen to it and get used to it, because for the next portion of the game, it's all you're going to hear, and nothing else. On my first playthrough, I got to this point and I thought, oh, they're doing some kind of juxtaposition, you know, like in Bioshock, where like it just reminds you that you're in a derelict place where these people used to be human beings. But it just doesn't stop. The worst part? This portion of the game requires you to run around this Christmas town, or Hello Market, Christmas Special, it's something like that, and collect Christmas stamps featuring colourful children's characters that only speak their names and colourful Christmas puns before sending you on your way with a Merry Christmas. Now, this isn't a side quest, this is mandatory. In order to progress, you need to find all 4 stamps. 2 of them are only accessible by typing in a code in the storeroom, which from the moment you enter, stamps back to the intense music from before, throwing you completely off, and feels completely unnatural. The music has to be the biggest gripe with this game. Not because it's not good, but because it just repeats and repeats, only stopping for calmer music at save points, or for when you enter the fucking Christmas town. But anyway, as I move on, I realise that I haven't told you guys much about how the game works with combat. There are several weapons both characters can use. Although not particularly varied, there's a pistol, shotgun, napalm launcher for Elliot, and a crossbow, minigun and RPG for Dogs, to name pretty much all of them. The weapons themselves require you to manage ammo, and everything basically takes a certain amount of shots to kill. Ammo and food for health can be purchased at vending machines that are all over the place, although money from killing enemies is required. Now, on to killing stuff. The enemies in this game are actually very well designed, featuring grotesque half-man, half-dinosaur mutants that are in different stages of the mutation. Some just have extra scaly arms coming off them and have red eyes and sharp teeth. Others have been completely transformed into giant fish and saber-toothed tigers. At least that's what it looks like to me. Could be. Anyway, so your standard enemy, like at the start of the game, takes either 3 or 4 shots to kill, or a couple of punches and kicks. Oh yes, and when you haven't got a weapon equipped, the game becomes a true beat-em-up, with both Elliot and Dogs able to swing their limbs around with superhuman strength. Yeah! Yeah! 5 foot of doom! As you shoot, punch, or flame-foot your way to victory, red blood shoots out of them like a blood-filled piñata, making you feel like a fucking Super Saiyan for 2 minutes, before they fall to the ground defeated. Sometimes their limbs come off. It's pretty funny. Anyway, so seconds later you're able to loot the corpse. Wait, what? What the fuck is this game? So that's how you get money in this game. The coins fly out of their corpses completely arbitrarily, requiring you to run around in a circle like a crazy person for a few seconds to get the precious gold that will buy you supplies. Is this a fucking Mario game or some shit? I mean, it's not far off the American Crash Tornadoes from the game shows, and you have to do this after you defeat every enemy in the game. Every enemy. Even the bosses, which of course spit out their entire weight in fucking gold coins. Who doesn't like spending 5 minutes looting a boss after beating it? Phew. Oh dear. So my rant's coming to a bit of a close here. Why don't I end this little video by singing some of the game's few praises? There aren't many. Again, the story is actually pretty engaging when you get into it, and honestly, you won't find another crazy horror story like this besides maybe one of the Resident Evil games. The characters, although frustrating, are well developed and have intriguing backstories that unfold as the game progresses. The game is also hard, which I like. It was clearly designed to be challenging, and the game has 3 levels of difficulty, adding to the game's potential replay value. Although after Christmas Town, or Hello Market, whatever it's called, I just call it Christmas Town, because it sucks. I completely understand if you would be happy with the single playthrough, and again, the graphics are stunning for the time, unrivaled by much of what came before. And despite all of my criticisms, it can be a satisfying game, with a real sense of achievement upon defeating hard bosses. So there you have it, there's a little review / complain session about the game Blue Stinger. If you want to pick up a copy, I think you can get it on eBay. It's probably pretty cheap, and if you have a Dreamcast, it is pretty much an essential for you on the Dreamcast, even if it's just for the novelty of it being terrible. But it's kind of good at the same time. I'm very torn. I can't make up my mind. Even though this entire video has been me slating this game, I think that it does have some merits, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to disagree with me. Shout outs to you, Jamie. You're definitely going to disagree. Just like me and Jamie have agreed, it's almost the best, worst game. But mostly, it's the worst. So there you go. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, it was just me. It was just me complaining at a game more than it was more kind of venting at this game, which has some things that bug me every time I play it. This has just been made for a bit of fun, so please don't take it seriously. Take it with a pinch of salt. I do actually quite enjoy this game. Why would I keep it if I hated it that much? Anyway, I do like the game overall. Yeah, I hope I've shown you some ways in which the game could be improved. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and you can check out other Let's Plays that I've done. And if you want to see more reviews like this, maybe less of me complaining about silly little things, maybe an actually in-depth review. This was just a quick little video, so I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope I made you laugh with me ranting and raving. But yeah, so if you want to see more stuff like this, like and subscribe, let me know. Let's Plays are on my channel, check them out. We have a laugh on the show, it's hilarious. But yeah, please tune back in for more from me, Boomstick, very soon. See ya! So come back for more Let's Plays.